They're not,
synced up,
they're not, yeah.
but we got audio, so
Okay,
until,
They should be connected in a second.
yep, we still have audio. Okay, all right, we're gonna go ahead and move forward. Thank you for joining us for the October 2025 MUD meeting. Sorry that our screen is down right now, so we're just gonna move forward. Do we have any citizens communication? No? Okay. I have agenda item number 1. I have a motion to discuss agenda item number 1. I'll motion since it's mine. Do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, safety share. So the security subcommittee talked to Deputy Lovato about this briefly, and we've had quite a few accidents in the last 4 weeks. And so we're gonna kind of put together a safety campaign here. And part of it is we want to do a safety share before every meeting. I know if you've worked in the corporate world, a lot of times you'll do safety shares before meetings, especially if you're out in the field or something. Safety is usually everyone's #1 value. So mine is it's starting to get darker earlier, and so just everybody be cautious when you're driving home. And Lovato did check the stat that if you hit somebody going 30 miles an hour, they have a 1 in 5 chance of dying. But if you hit them going 20 miles per hour, that's not the right way to say it, but they have a higher chance of surviving. So slow down, you know, a lot of times we're just going 30 miles an hour around here, but we have kids running around the crosswalks and such. So that's my safety share. Okay, Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Jim is not able to join us today. He doesn't have any additional information to add currently. Everything is going well out at the site. Clearly, he is super busy, and so things are moving forward out there at a rapid pace. So he will try and join us at the November meeting.
Fantastic, okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from September 10th and September 24th?
motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any against? Okay, that's 3-0. Report from PHC, Sandy.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
okay, so we finished up October, we had our pumpkin patch out here. They really were the best pumpkins that we've seen in 5 or 6 years. Tim Asseters, who we get them from every year, he says, oh, they're horrible, they're horrible. And this year he was like, oh, they're great, they're great. Okay, I now know the difference. So we had the pumpkin patch and then we had the camp out and those both went well. So in November, well, right now, we're in the process, we finished up gathering addresses for the Halloween house decorations, and they'll be doing that Saturday night, going through the neighborhood and judging the houses that were nominated. And then we're also currently voting for 2 board member positions. I believe that closes, I wanna say it's on the 5th or the 6th, and then, or maybe not. It closes and our annual meeting is the 15th,
okay.
and at that point 2 directors will be appointed. And I think that's it.
Great, any questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you.
Deputy Lovato, do you have an update?
Nothing really much. We brought on Chris Pena again. So he used to work for the contractor and left, and he reached back out, wanted to come back and work. So brought him on. He's actually working tonight. Him and Billy switched because his son's got a football game tomorrow. Nothing really else. One thing to add with the safety share though, is like if you do walk or run when it's dark, make sure you're wearing reflective colors too.
Good point. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7, Premier Recreation Management. Is Mark on the phone? Hey, Mark.
We have him on mute at the moment.
Hey, Mark, you're on mute.
Alright, that's another bingo.
Can we unmute?
Okay. Sorry about that.
You're okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm single dad tonight, so I'm out here at a soccer field, but thank you for letting me video in. We've got, the pools are running normal. We did turn the heater on today at Apache, so you'll start seeing the tarps being put on. We've also got a little bit of cloudiness at Apache, which we are working on, double checking all the chemicals. Everything seems to be normal. So we're trying to address that issue and make sure that it's clear and ready to go for the members. And other than that, we're fully staffed and running well this weekend.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
Mark, thank you for getting those chairs out to the Jamana boat drop. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll start working on the different projects we had budgeted. I want to get with the amenities committee and kind of plan that out, get a timeline together and start getting some of those projects completed so we're not closing during season.
Okay, fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck to your son.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, number 8 and number 25 are together, Priority Landscapes and then their contract, number 25. So do I have a motion?
We have Clint online.
Okay. Hey, Clint.
I'll motion to approve the maintenance agreement for discussion.
A second?
Okay. Hey,
He's, Clint, you're muted.
you wanna give,
He's gone.
you wanna give us an update? I know you know it's up on the contract.
Yes, actually, Sean and I both worked with Priority Landscape. We actually did make a few changes to the contract itself to mimic the budget that we got approved. We did remove the mulch from the contract. We did approve a line item in the contract to show a $15,000 allocation for tree removal. That's part of the current budget itself. And then I think we also agreed to have one clearing of the fire break areas that have been done in previous to keep up with maintenance on that. Other than that, they're gonna continue with their status quo on their regular contract.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, that's 3-0. Let's go ahead and go to finance and audit. All right, Tyler.
Hi. All right, so for bills and invoices, we have checks 10266 through 10309. That includes the supplemental packet that I sent out earlier today. We have one check out of the capital projects fund for pay app number 3 that I believe Crystal will go over. Your typical monthly tax transfers and transfers to your manager's account. We have the same 3 CDs that we've been holding on to. And for taxes for 2024, you were at 99.38% collected. I did have one question for one of the checks that we have for approval. We have a check for AWBD. That's their annual membership fee. I don't think we've talked about the possibility of continuing that membership. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that if you want to approve the payment of that.
I thought we did discuss that recently. Did we not come to a conclusion?
I don't think we came to a conclusion on that one.
Okay, I mean, it's not on the agenda, but it's part of the bills and invoices, so I'm okay approving it as part of the invoices.
How much is it, Tyler?
$750.
What was it, the first, 7? 750.
Yeah.
I'm not calling immediately if that's in the budget. Do you know?
Is that in the budget, Tyler?
Yes, it is.
Say that it is, yes.
Okay. Then I'm fine with the 2.
Okay, all right, thank you. All in favor, the bills and invoices, fund transfer and investments? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed, any abstain? 3-0, thank you. And then the report, finance subcommittees.
I'm sorry, I know we took a vote, what, do we have a motion?
Motion was,
Sorry, we motioned to approve the AWDB.
no, I said that's part of the bills and invoices, so when we approved the bills and invoices, we
Right.
approved that. So I thought,
But
you motioned, you second?
I
That
thought
was
that
the
was
last one.
for priority.
Okay, we have a motion.
I motion,
You second?
the only thing I was gonna say is, I guess, do I need to close out my motion from priority, because we didn't actually vote on that?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah, we did,
yeah.
yeah. we're
My
good.
mistake. Okay.
So we have a motion and a second to pay the bills and the invoices, and that is inclusive of the pay app that Crystal will talk about a little bit more later.
Yeah, okay, so can we vote on bills and invoices, all in favor?
Aye.
Any abstain, any opposed? Okay, so that's 3-0. Sorry, I'll slow down.
No,
I
it's
just really
okay.
wanted to win my 39 minutes.
I missed it.
I heard you say aye.
Yeah, no, I did, you're right, I remember, I just,
It's okay.
for some reason, my brain skipped that step where.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Crossroads, Ben.
going.
Good.
Probably my report is in the packet, I'll be brief. Water loss looks really good, which I think is, if you guys remember back in July, we had the leak detection. And they found that big leak on Susan, it was like 2406 Susan. And as you can see, it went from 14% to 3%, just because obviously we're 45 days, so that's
Great.
huge. We found the culprit.
Get clear, yeah.
We'll keep monitoring that, and then I got an email from Ernie. I sent it to Ursula and Lisa. I can send it to the other directors as well. They're basically done on Creek Run and all the, what is this? Tomlinson Fort and Chandler Branch, Oakwell. He kind of gave us like a bird's eye view of everything that's done on this side of Blockhouse when you're coming up the main road, Blockhouse Drive. So that's good. So all they have left is Dana Cove, and I think after that they should be done.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
So I know we see some fencing out there and stuff, but then they just need to finish their process.
Okay.
Is there a timeline for any other sections?
Not yet, but he'll let me know. But yeah, but like majority of this side of the neighborhood is done, which is great to hear. Just because.
So we just have that side left?
Yes, this Girl Street names?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and the map will show you, I can send it to you guys as
Okay.
well. It's like you kind of do a little map on paint.
Yeah,
But-
please do if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, let me see, 1 second. I don't think we have any, we have 2 write-offs for approval, just for $67.46. So just need approval on that.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 3-0. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you.
Gray Engineering, Crystal, hello.
Yes, hello. All right, well, ton has been going on out at Tomlinson. That's our main focus this last month. We've got ongoing meetings, a lot of great communication with Tia Parker as well as Trent's office. And yeah, a lot of great progress. We received the last shipment on October 13th, so 9 days ago. And they were focusing on getting everything organized, making sure all the pieces came in, looks really good. We were awaiting the 3rd shipment date, and it looks like it's gonna be right before Thanksgiving, but that may be delayed till early December because of Thanksgiving.
Sure.
So that affects our schedule a little bit, but we're anticipating substantial completion December 20th.
Okay.
Which is great. And then lastly, the other item was that we have pay estimate number 4 in the amount of $47,250 submitted by Tia Parker. It's included for review and approval with our project status report.
Yeah, and we got 3 signatures for you, so that's all
Fantastic.
done. Okay. I don't need to motion on that, do I? Because was it part of the bills and invoices?
We can go ahead, since we're
Make sure.
signing it, I think let's go ahead and just do it.
Okay, motion to approve the Tomlinson Playscape project, pay estimate number 4.
Motion.
Second?
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
On the
Okay.
screen, I have also a mock-up of the signage that we're looking at that Trent actually sent over today. So I just wanted to give you guys just an overview of it. This is actually one side of doing the dedication, and then on the second side of that, they'll be working on the Fort Tomlinson Playscape history. So just wanted to give you guys that. He will be providing us with some cost estimates, and hopefully we'll have this on the November agenda for approval.
I love that he suggested two-sided.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's more information on there. I really like that.
Yeah. And I directed Lisa to reach out to the Williamson County Historical Society. We've done a couple events here, and one of the ladies there was a speaker, and she knew all about this area and the history, so she will be a great reference for that, or resource, I guess. Okay, thank you. Number 13.
Yeah, so this is Robert and I's ad hoc, and I'm happy to report that Matthew and Brett have done an amazing job. They are almost complete, to the point where I think we can shut this down, the ad hoc. I don't know that there's any need for us anymore. They have completion as far as what they need us to do, and so the
As far as
rest
the
is
money
just,
is concerned? That's fantastic.
So,
I'm excited. Do you have like a date when it's,
I think it's supposed to be done by early November. I
okay,
think they're very, very close.
oh, so like 2 weeks or so. Okay, awesome.
Where's the hive in relation to where we?
Oh,
It's
Sean,
the
I'm
original
ready to-
spot that we all
Okay.
were notify them. That, I think after I know Robert talked to him quite a bit, and that ended up being the best spot.
Cool, okay, so then that's, us dissolved, great job, guys.
I've got some points to make on this. First of all, I'm having a hard time understanding, like, why are we getting a lawyer involved on an agenda item that's an ad hoc committee, that we've always had agenda items for this, we share what we do. Man and I went back, I'm sorry, Director Stanfield and I went back and forth until the lawyer got involved. I think we need to have, if Sean would, if you would mind sharing what we've been doing, and so we don't have to get you involved the next time to take it off the agenda, put it on the agenda, going back and forth. And I'd like to do this to save money, lawyer fees for the district.
Sure, I mean, well, historically, our office is pretty deferential to board members in terms of getting agenda items on. I don't know all the considerations for why this would have been on or off. To be sure, there was a little bit of, back and forth about it this month, but I think it was minimal. I'm not, just to be sure here, it probably was de minimis time on my part, so I don't know that it was necessarily billed to the district. But, just to be sure here, typically if an agenda is requested, sometimes it will go on, sometimes just for matters of efficiency, sometimes it does get recommended to be taken off. Here, my understanding was the work was pretty much done, so it probably necessitated putting this on, just to get the final report and shut down the subcommittee.
Okay. Next point, I wanted to go check out the current status of the beehives and what they're building. Unfortunately, got an obstructed view. I can't get into the fence there. I don't have a key. That was taken away from me a while ago. I don't know why that hasn't been returned. And why, as a ad hoc subcommittee member, I don't have access to go and take a look at the work that they're doing on that. I think what we were waiting on there was for the lumber to be distributed to schools. Where are we at on that?
It's not on the agenda, but can we discuss that, Sean?
Sure, I think so.
ACC is currently in communication with Lisa on getting that lumber to them. The programs in Leander were shut down due to budget cuts, and so they were not able to take any more than a little bit of lumber that they took, but ACC is working directly with Lisa on that.
And they've taken some, haven't they?
They have, they're actually coming back, yeah, so they're gonna take it off, that's all been taken care of, that's all done.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, so the next item is the lumber that's being used. It appears that they've been donated some of that lumber. Now, this has been an issue that was contested. It was originally gonna turn into a conference table, that lumber. The next thing, it was gonna be distributed to a school. This was highly contested. There was some information that was passed out at the last minute before a meeting. Wasn't shared with the residents that the intention was that this would go to some of Director Logan's personal friends. Some of the extra, and it did say Gideon in there. And Gideon, I know, is a personal friend
Yeah,
of
but
yours.
you're misleading them.
But
Go ahead,
it was in
continue,
there, it was
continue.
in there. And now it appears that somebody, a director, which I don't believe they have the authority to donate district resources that are not allocated for them, to be handing them out to anybody. So how is it that the Boy Scouts have part of that lumber that was designated for school districts?
I believe Director Stanfield already explained to you that the school districts cannot take it. So
Okay, the Leander ones, but Austin.
we did not
is-
say that, no, it was Sean's recommendation that it stayed within our district.
ACC is within our taxable district.
That was the requirement from our attorney.
Okay, so ACC shut it down, who's
No,
still picking it
Robert
up?
follow us. LISD could not do it because of budget cuts. She just explained that to you.
Okay,
ACC has been out here, they've already taken some, and they're working with our general manager, and they're going to take the
who
rest.
has the authority to distribute some of that to
I
somebody
believe
else?
we gave that to Director Stanfield to work on. The board did. Okay,
Can
so
we-
now,
can
Sean,
we-
this
can
is
we-
turning
can we
into a
understand?
wood discussion, and I think we need to shut it down, wood discussion, you put it on the
This,
agenda for next time.
this is lumber that is being used for the bees.
Yeah, so we can discuss the B part of it.
And it was given by maybe Director Stanfield?
No, he explained it here that he actually asked for some of that lumber and all of the board members approved it. So he did, Matthew included that information in his presentation to the mud board.
That's not correct. We don't have that document here right now, but
I believe he discussed it,
Yep.
did you go back and look at the video? He discussed it.
yes, I've
Okay,
got a,
well, he has the wood, the board, I believe, was in agreement, we didn't have an issue, so he has it.
do you recall?
I do not recall the meeting in that much detail.
Do you wanna pull the wood? Is that do you wanna pull the wood from the Boy
No,
Scouts?
I wanna know who has the authority to give
Actually, I think our general
to
manager
give-
does,
resources
I think the general manager does,
to charity.
I've answered your question, the general manager does.
The general manager, and if the general manager wanted to give away that television, they could.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It is a district
No,
resource.
okay, I'm done with this discussion, is there anything else you wanna discuss on that?
Yes.
Okay.
It appears on social media that the, community garden has taken ownership of the bee project, almost as though it's like a garden plot or something of theirs. They're calling it the Garden Center Bees, the Garden Community Bees. And I wanna be clear, this is not in the garden area where it was, where the garden was supposed to be. This is outside of that. It wasn't the garden people up here asking permission to have it built. They weren't doing the work on it. They are certainly welcome to help out, but my concern is this is being ruled and jurisdiction by the garden people, and it needs to be its own separate entity. Because here's what's gonna happen, when that honey gets ready to get picked up, there's gonna be a big fight for it. And that's not what we should be setting up for the garden people to say, oh, we're gonna sell it for garden funds, or whatever they wanna do. I believe that we need to make sure that they are their own separate entity, so that they can decide what they're gonna do with their benefits. Now, if the garden center wants to help, they wanna donate money, that's fine, but I'm concerned that the beekeeping thing is becoming a part of the garden, and it's not their will, and it's going to be a problem coming up.
Are Matthew or Brett, do they express concern? Do you know?
I've talked with Brett about it, and he doesn't get on the social media. He also does not appear to be a type of person that's going to get into, he wants to build this, right? I foresee a problem when it's time to harvest the honey, so, and that's gonna be a problem. Brett's probably not gonna have a problem with it, he's got beehives all over the place. But the problem is gonna be when we've got beekeepers that are getting there and doing the work, and then we've got gardeners that are like, oh, well, this is a part of the community garden. Any funds that are raised are gonna go to the community garden and back and forth. So I'm just asking that before we have a problem, let's differentiate, the bees are their own amenity, the garden's their own amenity.
I think, I have not seen the social media post, so I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I know that one of the garden members is I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Sponsor.
The sponsor for Matthew. So I don't know if that's why it looks like that, but I also know that Brett is a part of the garden, and my initial understanding was that this ad hoc was for the project itself, and then the bees would still be under Brett, who was part of the garden.
Correct. Brett is a committee member for the Community Garden Committee.
So this,
And so it is my understanding that only, I think, 2 people, maybe 3, will have access actually to the bees. I know the community garden has donated hundreds of dollars for bee suits and different things, so they are working with them. And quite honestly, you have bees to help pollinate your garden. gotta make sense. So, unless there's an issue with, Matt or Brett, I don't, you can put it on the agenda next month if you wanna have a separate group oversee it. I see it under amenities and it shouldn't be different.
Just to bring up one thing, so I, refresh my memory, I think the BEAD project was supposed to be like a 6-month.
3-month kinda, yeah,
Yeah.
before November.
So, yeah, I don't even think we're gonna have to play at that point, right?
No, it's probably a
There's
year
one
away.
at least.
That's my point saying, I think it's a valid issue to bring out, but I don't know that it's necessarily a lot of urgency in determining how the honey's gonna be distributed until.
Yeah, so right now it's under amenities, but Robert, if you wanna put an agenda item in the coming months, feel free to. Okay, moving on, PR communications report is in the packet.
Reports in the packet, we're working on Purple Christmas, it's our next item, and the November newsletter, is completed.
And you need some volunteers for Cocoa Christmas, so if you all could check your calendars and see if you'd like to help. Reports in the pack from TDS. Do you have a report on Saturday?
Yes, Germano Gulf Drop was a success. We had roughly 99 residents that participated. They were able to come in several times and do drops. We didn't have the normal 2-hour wait. I opened it up roughly about 8:15 just to help with the congestion. Williamson County was amazing showing up and being a support out there. TDS employees were absolutely amazing as well, helping residents. We had 4 roll-off dumpsters completely full and 2 compact trucks, and we had no issues. And we actually were able to go from 8:15 until 1 p.m. And we were full at capacity at 1 p.m.
Fantastic, great job. Yeah, TDS, man, they're just really nice folks, you know?
They're really great, yeah.
Okay, anything on stormwater? I know we have a proposal from Quiddity in the packet. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion, sorry.
Second?
Second?
Okay, any discussion? Sean, you wanna touch on that?
Sure, well, FYI, we do have a new representative from Quiddity, who will be working on MS4 considerations. And board members, to refresh everyone's memory, I think we talked about it last month. TCQ, and this is part and parcel, the word sounds scary, but there is an MS4 compliance investigation. I think this happens out in all jurisdictions that are subject to MS4, every kind of 5 to 10 years. I think Quiddity had previously informed us that this happened about 6 to 8 years ago. I think it was before my time out here. So this is fairly normal, and there are some costs that Quiddity is proposing here that just essentially is part and parcel for working with TCQ to get through the investigation. And unless you guys have any questions, we would recommend approval here.
Okay, motion to approve?
I think we have
The motion, okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstain? 3-0. Okay, professionals subcommittee,
Memos in the packet,
okay,
no items to discuss.
okay. General manager,
My memo was in the packet. I wanted to mention that at the end of the last board meeting, we did have an approval to change the general management contract. I actually rode solo for about 18 days until I was blessed to find Rhea Molina, who is now in the district and has been working with us for more than a week now. She's amazing. She's actually running our video tonight, and we are happy to have her on board.
welcome, we're very excited to have you. Yes, okay, thank you. Do we have a motion to discuss number 23, which is the amended and restated general management services agreement? Okay,
That's the one that I'm brought up.
number
Yes.
23.
I will motion for that.
Okay, do I have a second?
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
Can you tell me, like, just what new things are to be considered?
Yeah, I got an email from a resident. She was notified that the Walker House staff would be by appointment only. This is outside of our contract. We pay Crossroads to have somebody in there 4 days a week, 5 days a week.
No, we don't, that's not part of our contract. 4 days a week, yeah. You're right, 4 days a week.
And now we've got somebody that changed that contract or changed those expectations. Crossroads didn't tell us. Crossroads didn't tell us when that ended. I don't know what's going on, but if we've got a director telling residents that we're only doing appointments, when I'm under the impression that it's open 4 days a week, that we've got people. I would like to discuss this and understand what's going on, that a single director can change policy or expectations on a contract that I think we should be notified by Crossroads that we can't staff it this week, or or this day, or when it's coming back up, but I think this is something worth discussing.
What's the motion? Like, an action? Is there an action?
I would like to discuss it, the contract.
Is that something we need to go into executive for? I guess, probably?
I don't think so. Well, unless you have legal advice you need from me related to it.
I don't think we need legal advice, I think I'm good.
It's not the only reason we go into executive, we go into executive for personnel decisions also,
Right.
which would be this contract.
I'm fine either way. We still need a second.
Second.
Okay, go ahead, Director Young.
Don,
Oh, I thought you seconded.
Well, you did, but I think we're talking about personnel, so we would need.
Let's go into executive. No decisions will be made.
Are you good on that part? Okay.
You sure it's on?
You come?
Yeah, okay.
Is the audio off, Brianna? Zoom, right?
Okay.
Okay, no decisions were made. We're gonna go ahead and move on. There's a couple more agenda items. And what do we have? 24.
I don't think I have anything in the packet today, so nothing specific from me. Under 26, Crossroads had noted an improperly parked trailer on Spumani Lane. Y'all have directed me to send a letter to that resident, and it's my understanding Crossroads has gone back there and it's been moved, so it sounds like we are all clear there.
Fantastic, great, okay. Code of ethics, I have one thing. I've asked you guys multiple times, please RSVP for a quorum. I understand they're
Do we have a
doing,
motion to discuss this?
don't need it. Director Young, is there a reason why you're unable to respond to quorum with our legal secretary?
I didn't know if I'd be here in time.
Okay, so what I need to tell you right now is that you wasted taxpayer money. Our legal assistant secretary had to reach out to you 3 different times, you still refused to answer. You're putting us in a very bad position in order to make quorum. So I'm gonna ask you to take your responsibilities seriously as a director and try to at least respond that you're gonna be here or not be here. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That's 3-0, meeting's over.